Today is November 15th, 2025, and I've decided to raw dog reality. The thing is that I realized that most of the things that I do are accompanied by media. I'm listening to music, I'm either watching YouTube, I'm watching a show, and the other day I forgot my headphones when I was on my way to class, and I was like listening and observing and thinking, and that was kind of uncomfortable and out of my comfort box, out of my comfort zone. Oh my god, I look insane. So today I'm gonna attempt to do my makeup without any media in presence, and I'm already freaking out because yesterday I was falling asleep and I was like, what if I just set up a camera and just talk? I do talk a lot and have a lot of things to say. Oh my god, this feels insane. Okay, so basically I live in LA. I study here and I am an international student, so LA is still very, very new to me. Ever since I moved to LA, I had such great friends back home, and it's been really hard for me to find people that I genuinely connect with. At first, it was hard to me to find them because, when you're so used to your reality and then you have to completely, like, I moved across the globe. It's a new way of living. It's people think here differently, people do things differently, people make friends differently. How I'm imagining friends should be made was a little different, and especially LA is the kind of city where it's not very valued. I feel like now that I've lived here for like almost a year and a half, I do realize that, but when I just moved here, it was so hard for me to communicate with my people in college, because I was speaking English fluently. Like, my level of English did not change whatsoever, but it's like, yeah, I speak your language, but I don't know how to speak it properly so you wouldn't think I'm weird. You know what I mean? Because, like, if back home I could just come up to a person and like be friends with them, here I don't know if it's socially acceptable to do this, and I don't know so many things that I just completely closed myself from the entire world. I think my first semester of college I stayed in my dorm all the time. First of all, I have nobody here. I have no one, and in case something's gonna happen to me, nobody's gonna help me. And when you have that type of protection back home and then you just move and all of those things start happening, you realize if I'm gonna be in trouble, or if I'm gonna be in a position where I'm gonna need some help, there's nobody to help me fast enough. Because even if I'll have the chance to, for example, call my parents or call somebody I trust, it's gonna take them about 30 hours to get here, and I'm probably gonna be fucked by then. So this thought, I'm getting like somewhere where I'm not supposed to be. Like, raw dogging reality. See, like, I'm starting to lose it a little. And the point is that when you move so far away, when you change completely your scenery, and especially when it's your lifelong dream, you're euphoric, but you're also, oh my god, I made it. Yes, I made it. Now the chances of me getting hurt as an 18-year-old girl in Los Angeles are pretty high. Also, it comes with, okay, I accomplished a lifelong dream of mine because I wanted to move here since I was like 8, and now I don't know what to do with myself because my entire life all I've been thinking about is this, but now that I'm living it, what am I supposed to do? A little bit of an, I think, existential crisis, and when it comes with fear of being hurt in some type of way, it's scary. It's scary, and I think people who are like in a university or they're at school and they have international students, they know an international student, I think you should give them props, because genuinely moving so far away from home, leaving everything you've ever known, everyone you've ever loved, everything that you consider living and what you consider life, and you just go. You know what I mean? and you just leave it all behind and you start from the top. So it's very scary and it's very hard. And I'm talking about my life here. But the friends that I have, I think I couldn't have found any better people to be by my side, because these are the people that I genuinely trust. So I'm very grateful for them. I think that I might get nostalgic, because nostalgia for me is like nostalgia will be the death of me, because it is so painfully hard for me to understand the concept of time, and that there's nothing I can do but let it slip away. That's bothering me daily, and I think I need to stop thinking about this, because this is genuinely nothing. This is something that I can't do anything about. And I always tell my friends, if they're in a position where they're like sad because they didn't do something, or something that was already done and you cannot change it, well, just let it be then. What's the point of stressing over it and thinking what could have been, what should have been, when you can just live your life and learn from the mistakes you made? But I think it's also very important to be sad for a while. I think it's okay to be sad for a little, give it a good cry, but sometimes some things are just not worth your time and your energy. I believe in the law of resurrection, and I believe that sometimes you just have to let things go. Sometimes you have to let people go as well, because when one door closes, 3 others open. And you know, like in my case, I let my past life go. And was it extremely hard to do so? Yes. But it made me a better person. Not a better person, but I think I let my past life go, and it made me a stronger person, and it made me wiser and cooler and more understanding, and just know that I'm like a chameleon, that I can make my way into different countries and different people and their ways of living. My parents put a very big emphasis on the world itself. Like, ever since I was a kid, I was studying languages, not math, which is, fuck. So ever since I was a kid, my parents put a huge emphasis on languages, and I think that shaped me a lot. First of all, I was born into a household where 2 languages were spoken. My native language, which is Tatar, and Russian. I'm already born with 2 languages, and then I can explore further. I genuinely don't understand what was the reasoning behind what I'm about to tell you, but I studied Chinese for 11 years. And it was like every single week I would meet up with my laoshi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it means teacher in Chinese. I was meeting up with him, and we would study Chinese, study everything about it. But I think I didn't have the passion, so I did not end up learning it. And I think it's very important that if you're putting a kid into something at a very young age, because I was put into so many things. I did dance, I did ballroom dancing for I think 10 even. I don't really remember. I did hip hop for like 12, I think. I might be lying because I genuinely do not remember. I did basketball, I was on a team of badminton, figure skating for some time. I loved playing volleyball as a kid. Like,
I forgot soccer. Yeah.
Everything that I've tried, everything that my parents made me do, I think it shaped me a lot as a person, because now I know what I like and what I don't like, what I enjoy doing and what I don't enjoy doing. And Chinese, no offense, I love the culture. It's just that it wasn't a language that I could handle at the time, and it wasn't a language that I could be fluent in because I was a kid. And it's so hard and so complicated that it didn't stick to me. It's okay, because then when English came around, I genuinely, I just like done. Why did I learn it so quickly? It's not because I like really fucking wanted to. Everything I think your parents make you do as a kid, you never fucking want to do it. But then you're like, oh my god, thank God for my parents that you put me into gymnastics or any other type of sport, or you made me learn languages, because now I know who I am as a person. Maybe I don't know who I am as a person, but remotely, like, I'm getting closer. You know what I mean? What was I saying? Fuck. I think raw dogging reality is pretty going pretty well for me right now. English, I just sucked it all in because I was so obsessed with the culture, the pop culture, the media, and I used to have Musical.ly as a kid. All of those things, they like combine together, and people all the time ask me, how did you learn English to that extent? And I genuinely don't know what to say, because I think what was driving me insane is obsession with exploring, obsession with seeing everything myself with my own pair of eyes, that it just boom, done. I had a really good teacher. She was like a tutor, and we had a group, so I had a lot of teachers for English. But you know, I never thought of it like, oh my god, it's just English, it's never gonna help me in life, I'm never gonna do anything with it. But when a person teaches you a language, not from the perspective of grammar, but from the perspective of culture, of the country, when they let you into the world of the language and how many things you can understand if you have the ability to understand and speak, then it's a different subject. Then you're not learning grammar, then you're getting yourself into a culture. And I think that's the way English should be taught. I started watching Stranger Things, and I think Stranger Things is the show that taught me English. Stranger Things and Friends. And they just showed me that by learning a language, it's not that I'm gonna be able to know the grammar, it's that I'm gonna be able to meet new people, I'm gonna be able to travel, I'm gonna be able to communicate with them and learn about their lives. And I think at the ripe age of 12, that's all I fucking wanted. Okay, I just cheated. I just went on YouTube for a while, for like 5 minutes, because my camera storage was full. And I completely forgot what I was talking about, but basically, what I'm trying to say is that learning a language from the perspective of culture and the infinite possibilities that you can have by learning it is way better than learning it as a subject or as just grammar practice. You know what I mean? As rules. Because your languages is such a specific topic that no matter how much you know the grammar, you're not going to be able to speak. And it's also something that I find very beautiful, is that you have to integrate yourself to the community and to the culture in order for you to learn it, to perfect it. Also want to mention that I'm not very good at makeup. I'm good at makeup, but I'm not good at like following steps of it, you know. Contour comes first, and then this comes, and then this comes. I just go with the flow. This is not the time for me to get sick, because I'm going to Miami on Thursday, hang out with some friends. My favorite friends! The people that I met here, and through I actually met them through my parents, but they moved to Miami a few months ago, and I've been missing them so much. You know, I'm not the type of person to enjoy a club. I hate clubs. I don't think it's fun. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it does, like, it just sucks out my energy, and I genuinely don't like doing it. But they didn't like it too. So, you know, and now that I have nobody that shares the same value as me, like, we did go to a party once, or I think once. We would spend time together by like going to the beach and like going on a walk, and that's so fun to me, and I miss it so much because I wish I could go just on a walk right now, but... And I think I'm the type of person that can do a lot of things by themselves. And I could potentially go on a walk right now. I love being in the presence of myself. I think it's very important sometimes to just be content with yourself and with naturally just who you are when nobody's there, nobody's watching. But right now, it's raining, and also sometimes it's more fun with the right people. Only with the right people. And something that I stand by is that it's best to be alone than with people that you don't necessarily like, and you're just hanging out with them because you don't have anybody else. Because I think if you drop the people that you genuinely don't like, you are gonna find people that you want to be friends with. Because right now, the people that you're hanging out with, they're taking away your possibility of meeting somebody else because you're always with them because you're scared of being alone. But if you're just gonna let them go, the possibility of you meeting somebody else and somebody cooler, somebody that you genuinely enjoy being around, it skyrockets. As soon as I let people go that I didn't quite want to be friends with, like I wanted to be friends with, they're cool, they're fun, they're okay, but they're not my people, and it's so hard to find your people right now at this age and in the society that sometimes you're just stuck there. And I completely understand it. And I was in that position once. I'm not anymore. With me moving here, I got very used to being alone and being misunderstood and being different. Because when you're moving, you are different. And I'm okay with it now. I used to trying to fit the mold and trying to do what people would like me to do, but I don't think I'm that person anymore. And I think I just got pretty comfortable with myself that I know that if I don't like somebody, I can just let them go. Like the people that you think are there only because you don't have anybody else, these are not your friends. If you're gonna let them go, more cool and nice and sweet and really fun people are gonna come your way. Somebody that you genuinely like. And I know that might sound egocentric, but it is something that I believe. And it is something that I've been through. So I completely understand that it's not that easy to just let somebody go. But when you're moving, you have to know that you are gonna be misunderstood. You need to know that you are going to be different because you were raised and you lived in a different position, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's great that you get to explore something other than what you've already known. In my opinion, these experiences are very important, and if you have the chance to move and if you have the chance to change your life somehow and grow as a person and evolve, nobody's saying that it's going to be easy. Nobody's saying that it's gonna be necessarily extremely hard too. Everything is in your hands. It's all about the perspective. It's all about how you view things and how you choose to look at them. I've been filming since I was a kid, and I've had a YouTube channel since I was 8 years old, but it wasn't a YouTube channel. I never posted the videos. I just filmed them because my parents didn't let me post the videos. They were like, no! You can't post the videos because you are too young, and I completely agree, and thank God they did not let me do it because it would have been insane. I did like journal entries, I did vlogs, I would film everything, and I'm so glad that I have these memories right now. I can watch and look back at them and just how things were when I was a kid, but I'm also so glad that they're not posted because what the hell. I like the feeling of, oh my god, what was I thinking, because it shows that you evolved, and it's okay to cringe at yourself. You would think, oh my god, I was so cringe. That means that you grew. That means that you evolved, and that's great. Change is scary, but it's the only constant thing in life. So it was part of the reason why I created a YouTube channel, because I know that when I'm old, I'm gonna look at these videos back and like, what the fuck was I doing? What is going on? What the hell does she know about being alone? And all of those philosophical matters that I'm talking about right now at the ripe age of 19. And we'd be like, oh my gosh, she's so cringe. Well, sorry. And if my kids one day are gonna watch this, they're gonna be like, is that our mother? I'm like, yeah, that's your mommy. Like, is that our mom? Yes, it is your mom. And this is me at 19 getting ready to go to a friend's house to eat some Slavic food. And I hope that one day I'm gonna thank myself for filming all of this, because the mundane things like doing your makeup, like studying or something else, or even some exciting things too, they're gonna be forgotten. One day you're gonna forget everything, and it's nice to film things as a little trophy, as a little reminder that this once happened. And I think my opinion of this comes from my childhood, because I used to love looking at photo albums. Especially I loved already when the videos came in, which is like, I think it was 1990s, and we had those tapes and we would sit together and watch those. And it's not about something exciting is going on. It's just that, oh, this is my dad running around. This is a kid. Genuinely, this is a child. Well, my dad wasn't a child in 1990s, but you know, you get the gist. So it's so very exciting to me to see normal life, to see how things were when nobody was basically looking. And considering that time is not linear and everything is happening at the same time, my 80-year-old self is watching this video right now and thinking and probably remembering how this is getting done. And actually, like 2 seconds ago, I got a deja vu. One day I'm gonna be old. Probably, I hope, like, internet will still be around, because then we're fucked. Then we're fucked. I'm gonna be watching this and just thinking, wow, she is so young and full of life. Full life is ahead of me. And I'm in Los Angeles, where I'm a sophomore in college. And I just started my YouTube channel, and I post there. And there are so many things coming my way that I still have no idea what they are, but I think I'm gonna be pretty happy, because there are so many things coming for me and for you and for all of us. And my great grandma, I used to look at her and I would look into her eyes, and she has the same eyes that she had as a kid. And it's because eyes are the only part of our body that doesn't age. And I think it's so surreal to look in the mirror and see yourself as a grandma, when she probably pictured herself in my age, maybe. Young she is. And one day I'm gonna be old too. But being old is a privilege, and I hope I'll get that privilege. And I hope when I'm 80, or when I'm 90, or 98, I'm gonna be, yeah, I don't regret anything, and I don't want to regret anything. Let's wish for all of us not to regret stuff. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around. And to my old self, not old, older, I hope you don't regret anything. And I'm gonna make sure of that. Goodbye.